welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Bekah Joe, aka the Makeup Tax Lady. In today's video, we are running with a suggestion from a subscriber, a follower, a friend. We are leaning into purple transitioning into pink, and I think this look is so fun. Unfortunately, I'm about to go wash it off because it's bedtime. This is like pre-shower makeup playtime for me, and I would do this look again. I love this look so very much. This is not a sponsored video, but all the eyeshadow, as you may have guessed, is Ensley Rain. I'm using a couple of their palettes and a few of the moon dusts to create today's look. We do the whole look together. I also especially love the way that this blush came out, kind of draping into the eyeshadow. It's this like real pink, and I really like the face primer and foundation combination that I used today. I think either one of those products by themselves don't like super excite me, but the way that they look together today is great. So that, and of course the lip like goes with it, and I like the combination. I like a pinky lip. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me for today's video. We're gonna be interrupted a few times today. Hopefully with editing, it'll, seem fun and a little more seamless for you than it has been for me. I love that you clicked on my video, and I thank you so much for joining me. Whether you're playing with your makeup, whether you've got a little background noise, whether you're doing something else, whatever it is, let's go have some fun with our makeup. All right, let's get into today's playing with makeup video. So I want the focus of today's video to be on the eyes, but we're gonna go ahead and start with base and we'll do all of it together. So I think today I want to use my Glossier foundation, and under this I want to use a primer. I would like to make more progress on my e.l.f. Power Grip primer. Is this gonna focus? There we go. I'm gonna add some of this to my face, and then I will go in with my Glossier foundation. I'll shake it up real good. This is the shade Very Light 4, and I will apply this and blend it out with my damp sponge. Okay, I blended that out so that it works as both foundation and my concealer. I'm not gonna go in with an additional concealer at this point. After the eyes are all done, if I feel like I want to add some spot concealing somewhere, then I can do that. I'm chuckling because my cats are playing and they're running in here now. So anyway, I don't need concealer, and I will use some powder to set, but first I want to go in with cream bronzer. This is one of my cream bronzer options from Sydney Grace. This is the shade Bon Bon, and this is a little deep on me, but I can get away with it in the summertime. And it's the summertime right now, so I'm going to use this as my bronzer today. I'm going to use it on my Sydney Grace F06 brush. This is a fantastic brush for all things bronzer and contour. This bronzer shade especially makes me feel so tanned, and I really enjoy that. I really appreciate that. Just kind of going around the edges of where I laid that down with the same damp sponge I was using before. And that is so pretty. I enjoy that. Next, I'm going to go in with my RCMA No Color powder and use this to set everything down. I may go in with a cream blush or liquid blush here in just a little bit, but I do not mind adding cream or liquid blush on top of my powder. I am going to go do my brows with my Ulta brow pencil, my half-caked brow gel, and then add my primer with my About Face eyeshadow primer, and I'll be right back to do the eyes. Okay, let's get into this eye look. So this was a recommendation, inspiration from my subscriber and follower friend. Here is the comment on screen for you. So this friend has requested a purple leading into pink, or I believe it's blue leading into purple type of look. So I'm really leaning toward the purple leaning into pink. I have like several possible shapes and color combinations going on in my mind right now. I think it would be fun to do a halo eye. So let's do a halo eye because decisions should be made. and we will have a lot of fun with it. I do not know what all products I'm going to use just yet, but I do think I'm probably dipping into my Ensley Rain Strawberry Moon palette and most likely some of the Moon Dusts, because when you get an excuse to dip into a moon dust, you do. Oh, any shades that are missing, by the way, are part of my BYOP, which is my dupe palette for Bella Beauté Bar's Ocean Jewel palette. That was a very recent video, possibly the most recent video when you're seeing this one, on my channel. So go check that one out if you're curious what that palette looks like. I'm also planning, per request, to do some more looks with that dupe palette. I have not picked up the Bella Beauté Bar palette. It's on my list, but I would love to see it on a sale. So I definitely think that purple is where we're going to start. And I was going to start with Butterfly Bush. Yeah, I'm going to start with Butterfly Bush, the deepest purple matte down here. And let's start by putting that on my inner and outer corners. And please follow along if you like to do your makeup, or if you just like to watch videos, that's okay too. But I always like being reminded to play with my own makeup while watching someone else play with their makeup. So I have that shade Butterfly Bush on my Sigma E27, and I'm going to start with gentle patting and packing motions to start creating the eye look. I do love purples and pinks. I love that this was a recommendation, and I apologize that it's taken me a while to get to it, but I love playing with different colors of eyeshadow now. I have not always loved that. It's come with just gaining a little more confidence in my own skills, and it's not by any means like, I don't mean to pretend like I have the greatest eyeshadow skills out there, but I like having fun, and I've found that just trying to create something new, either a different shape or some different colors or what have you, that my perfectionist side may be telling me that's not perfect, that's not perfect, but it's so fun, and it just like lets out this, maybe it's this like childlike sense of wonder, I guess. That feels a little dramatic to say that about makeup, but it really does like bring me back to a place where I just am having fun, and that I hope comes through in all of my videos, that I'm just here to have fun, and I hope that you are too. That is what we like to do on this channel. Okay, that purple shade has been added to the inner and outer corner, top and bottom lash on both of my eyes. That was a lot of math. I'm gonna go in, I think, with my Cosmic Dreamer palette next, and I'm looking at these pinks. I think we should, I want to make sure there's enough contrast. Before we do this, next I'm going to dip into my Ensley Rain Underland palette and dip into this beautiful dark purple shade, Cheshire's Curse, and I'm going to use this to deepen up a little bit more the purples that we already did. This purple is deeper than the last purple, and based on its undertone, it's a little bit more desaturated. So that previous purple that we used had more pink in it, and this has more, I don't know, vague undertone. I think it makes it more purple. Like comparatively, the last shade looks a little bit pink. And so part of the reason that I wanted to use a shade like this one on my Sydney Grace blending brush, by the way, is to help when we go in with the pink, to help us have the right amount of contrast between the pink and the purple. Okay, fabulous. Now with my small BH Cosmetics blending brush, I want to dip into Cosmic Dreamer and to the shade Dreamscape. And let's use this to blend out some more. Because we are going for fun today, we might as well really blend out the pinks. That's such a good, pretty, soft pink that I can just like keep stretching it for miles and miles. Okay, don't mind me over here just swatching to come up with a purple shimmer that I want to use today. I want something that kind of matches the purple, and I don't know that I have too many purple shimmers from Inslee Rain. I know that I have purple shimmers. So I think my best two options are, I swatched them so that it's hard to show you. I apologize. I think my best two options are either this one, which is from the Cold Moon palette, or this one here on the end, which is the one I think I'm going to go with. This is from the Hedgehog palette. I have not actually used this shade, or I don't think this palette at all yet. I haven't swatched it. I know it's the like drawer of shame, box of shame, whatever. I am conceptually planning to do a video using all of the small 6-pan palettes from Inslee Rain. In the meantime, this is the adorable little Hedgehog palette, and this is the shade Quill Queen, which is so cute. I am going to use this shade. It feels like a pretty chunky shade. I'm back. I know for you it's been not even a second. I have had about 72, give or take, interruptions, and I thought I came back to start filming. Thankfully, I have not made any progress on my eye look. I thought I was refilming and I was not. So I was just jabbering on about what the next steps were going to be. So let me walk you through what the next steps are going to be. I've already made a decision on what those products are going to be, so let me show them to you, and then let's get to playing. First, I'm going to go with my Kaima Glitter Glue, Kaima Cosmetics. I have really been enjoying this. It's a nice thin formula, and it's working really well for me. It's been easy to use, all of those things. Then I'm going to go into my Hedgehog palette and use the shade Quill Queen. This is a little bit chunkier of a purple shimmer, but I think it'll be really pretty with our halo eye. So that's going to go on the inner and outer corners of my eye. And then I'm going to go in with Moon Dust in Electrione. Believe me, I know this looks a little bit orange, but hopefully you can see that there's a pink base to it. I swatched this one, and I also swatched Glow Up and Strawberry Pina Colada, which looks very pink, and it is very pink. But I swatched the three of them next to each other, and I was already inclined to use this one. And now that I had swatched them, I decided I definitely want to use Electrione. Let me show you real quick what it looks like in the pan. I know that seeing it like in the lid here, you don't get to see all the dimension and shift, but these moon dusts are so much fun. I would love to know, please let me know in the comments, have you tried the Inslee Rain moon dusts or another brand's similar loose sparkly pigment formula? Do you love them? Do you tolerate them? Are you intrigued by them but a little intimidated? Would you like to see swatches? I have many in my collection. I have not used them all because I'm kind of just taking my time enjoying each and every one of them. For example, the one we're using today, Electrione, however you say that, I have not used it yet. Starting off with just a dab of the Kaima Glitter Glue, and this is a Moda brush. Going to give that just a second to dry a little bit, although I haven't had an issue with it being too wet. Now I'm using this Japanesque brush to tap into Quill Queen, our beautiful purple shimmer. I did tap out the brush. I don't have any, I didn't spray it or anything like that. And it's chunky, like I said, so it's not going to necessarily lay down smoothly applied on the first application. Do you see that sparkle though? That's so pretty. Okay, a little bit more, adding it to the brush, and I am tapping my brush off very gently. And then let's work it into this side of the eyelid. Tapping and pressing it in. I'm really pressing it into my eyelid to help it stick to that glue, to help those looser flakes really get pressed down into the glue and onto my lid. Not like worried about fallout, but I also don't like the feeling of fallout. Oh my goodness. I hope that you are able to see the level of sparkle in that shade. That's so cool. Okay, quick, before the rest of it dries, I am using my Refer 28 brush, and again, I did not spray. Oh, that's so cool. I always lose my train of thought when I start applying a moon dust. I did not spray the moon dust after I picked it up on my brush. Hopefully you can see it's still like see-through in the middle. We just have the sparkle from the moon dust, and I don't need it to be opaque. That's so much fun. That's so much fun. See, from the moon dust, I have plenty of fallout. As one might expect, it's a loose pigment, but I don't feel this one on my face. It doesn't bother me as much. I also could spray my brush, and that would both decrease the amount of loose sparkle and all that, and concentrate the pigment a little bit more so it's a little more opaque. Oh, yeah. I hope you can see that. It like gave it a whole new level on the lower lash line. I didn't add the purple shimmer from the Hedgehog palette on the lower lash line. That's just all moon dust. I picked up a little more, sprayed my brush, and I'm just gonna go right through the center with this shade. Oh yeah. Okay, I am gonna jump off camera. I'm intentionally this time. Hopefully I come back sooner. I'm going to do the same thing on this eye, add my mascara and clean up my fallout on my cheek, and then let's come back to do blush and lips. Okay, no additional crazy excuses this time. I just finished up my eyes, came back again. I did the other eye I did my right eye like my left eye. In my waterline, I added LA Girl liner in the shade Perpetual Purple on the inner and outer portion, just in my lower lash line. And then in the center, I used this MAC Color Excess gel pencil in the shade Lab It. It's this really pretty lavender shade, so you probably can't necessarily see it. I just wanted there to be a distinction again between the light and the dark to kind of keep with that theme. On my lashes for mascara today, I opened a new tube, and this is my Sigma Sinuosity lash. I have used this before. I genuinely don't remember all my thoughts about it. I can tell you with one use, I'm liking it better than that Tarte mascara. That just wasn't it for me. I also don't like to judge a mascara too quickly, so I will keep using it, and it's like using it for the first time because I don't remember what I thought about it the last time. I am ready to move on to blush and lips. So for blush, I think this is going to be a good blush option today. This is liquid blush, came in a set of 2. The brand is Beauty Concepts. Got these at TJ Maxx or maybe Marshall's, and they are beautiful. I'm only going to use a little bit because I don't want the blush to overpower the look, and I can always add more blush. I'm sure you won't be able to see that at all. I can see it a little bit. That's okay. We will add a little bit more, and I mean a little bit more. That's all that we're going for. A little bit at a time, and it's building up. I love this shade so much. This is so pretty. I have had my eye on some blushes that I saw on the Ulta app. I saw them one day a couple weeks ago at like 11 at night and was like, oh wow, that's a really good deal. They were half off. I was like, that's such a cool deal. They are at my local Ulta. You know what? I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna go there tomorrow and pick them up. At some point in the morning on the next day, I realized that they were no longer on that sale, that sale apparently ended at midnight. That would have been nice to know when I was looking at them. Not that I would have, I might have made like a super spontaneous decision and purchased them at midnight on the spot, but it would have at least been nice to know, you know, to know that the sale isn't gonna last. So I've been like almost just like bitter about it, and like I'm not buying them because they're not on the sale that they were before. They are on a sale. I think they're like 30 or 40% off or something. I don't need them. I don't need blush. So I don't know. I'm still undecided. Okay, going in with my, sorry, this is blinding. Going in with my Give Me Glow blush. This is the shade Lilac Euphoria. I feel like a fun purple blush will kind of give us like the draping effect into the eye look. Ah, that's so fun. I love fun makeup. When things just like blend seamlessly on the skin, when you can use the products that you're working with in a way to get the effect that you're going for. Oh my goodness, I love this blush combo, especially with this eye look. Okay, for lips, I have a few ideas of what I want to use. I think, start with Ensley Rain Lip Velvet in Bonkers. This is from the Underland collection that was released last year, Halloweenish time, I believe, in the fall. So I'm going to start this on the outside majority of my lips. And then I also have a lip liner and another lipstick, bullet lipstick, that we'll see if we want to incorporate. This lip velvet is such a pretty formula. It's so soft. It's got that like blurring quality to it. I'm going to blur out the edges a little bit more. I also love this shade. This is such a good shade on my skin tone. I just don't tend to reach for real lip products most of the time. That's really cool. And I think it goes pretty well with the eye look. Let me know what you think. I have this old bullet lipstick from Almay in the shade Eat Cake. I think I've worn it in a video once or twice before. Still smells okay. I'm gonna add this to the center of my lips and then probably blend it out a little bit with my finger. That is a fun, punchy lip combo that like really, from my perspective, I hope it shows this way on camera, but it really goes together with the eye look and the blush and like the whole shebang. I was thinking about adding an inner corner highlight with another moon dust. You know what? Let's do it. This is Glow Up, and let me do a real quick swatch on my finger. So this has like a pink, soft pink shift to it, and it's kind of like a fiery orange. It's really pretty. The particle size in this moon dust compared to the other one we used, this one is finer for sure. The other one, the Electrione, has a little bit more larger particle size to it, a little bit chunkier. You'll probably be able to see that when I do a close-up here in a minute. And it's still really pretty, but I do have a special love for the finer particle size. Okay, here we are. Here is the final look. Thank you for sticking with me through this video of interruptions galore. I had so much fun. Thank you so much to the subscriber who suggested this video, Purple into Pink. I think this is so fun. I would love to hear more of your recommendations, and everyone, I would love to hear your recommendations. I'm really just enjoying making content on the playing with makeup, and I love making lots of different content, but that just tends to be what I think of in doing something on the more creative side. I am working on a multiple looks with one palette video that will be coming out soon. If it's not already up, it may already be up by the time you're seeing this one. But I like different types of video content, but I do also just like having a theme or having a suggestion and just getting to be creative with it. I hope that you have had the chance to be creative with your makeup, or that you will soon have the chance to be creative with your makeup. Please let me know what your most recent or next playing with makeup look is going to be. I wish there was an easier way to like share photos on YouTube. Please feel free to find me on Instagram. I am the same, the Makeup Tax Lady, over there. If nothing else, leave it in text in the comments below. I love to hear what you're up to. If you liked the video, please give the video a like. If you are new to my channel, I'd love it if you'd consider becoming a subscriber. I thank you once again so much for joining me for today's video, and I hope to see you in the next one.